What's going on, everybody? It's Tim. I'm back, and I'm doing what I love to do. It may be the same old stuff. I accuse people of building the same old stuff. And here I am building the same old stuff. But what I'm trying to build here is a truck that'll last me forever. I'm not going to get rid of this one like I did the other ones. We'll see. But anyways, we've been working on this for a little while. Finally got the good weather going our way, and we got time. Got all of our parts here that we should have, and ordered new parts. So we're going to go over that too. So what we got here is an 85 CUC V1028 6.2 turbo 400, 1-ton axles, tall frame. 1-ton trucks, 4-wheel drive from the factory, have a bigger, taller frame. They're sought after, especially by me, for one that you're going to build and keep. And this truck's really clean underneath. It did have a spot of rust in the floorboard, and it's got a few spots like that right there. But for the most part, it's a solid old truck. I spent a little bit of time yesterday prepping. I'm still short of breath. I'm still not up to par. I'm having the flu, but we're in the shop. So just moving a little slower. We were supposed to load in for Cavalcade today, but it's Cavalcade Customs indoor show, but it's been raining all day. So we're going to do that tomorrow. So what we got going on here is a 6-inch rough country lift. So far, I'm not impressed, okay? I don't have a sponsor or anything through rough country. I just bought what I could find, because this is a 1-ton. There's some different stuff. Now, I should have just pieced it together, and we'll go over that in a little bit. But I spent $1,000 through a company called Jacket, and I don't know who Jacket is, but they handle a lot of the stuff anymore. So it took me 10 days short of 2 months to get this lift. So the truck just kind of sat around. And in the meantime, I had some problems with the starter. Still having some issues there. We're turning our back to that real quick. We're going to address some cosmetic stuff. We're going to make it look cool, then we'll make it run good. So chances are, now I may just have to put a dog head relay on the starter, and that'll make the starter act right instead of sticking on. We'll go over that before I pull the motor out. But I'm on the hunt for a decent running small block, or I may even do an LS with a carburetor, or a big block, whatever I can find. So first things first, we got 6-inch front springs. They include a degree shim on these springs. I will not run those for any reason. So what we're going to do is grab some C-clamps, put on each side, take this center bolt loose, pop that out. Get rid of that degree shim on the front springs. We got all new bushings. The front springs are going to come out. I already got the bolts loose. I got the shocks loose. We're going to take steering off. I sold the 4-speed shifter that I had in the 8-lug Thug to Bill Wheat. Nice guy. He sent me over the money. So I took advantage of that money, and I ordered crossover steering. Which is 2-wheel drive box. We'll have to change the steering box. We start with a 2-wheel drive box. Pitman arm goes side to side, and then we will build off of that. So that kit's on its way. By the time I got it sitting on all 4 springs, we'll have some stuff. I'm not in a big hurry. This isn't a one-video operation. I already know I'm having a hard time getting the back springs out, just because that's life. I don't want to cut them, because those things are still valuable to people. So we're going to try to get those out without cutting them, mangling them, plasma cutting them, and all that. But for now, we're going to jump on this front, get these degree shims off, make sure that I can reuse the center bolt. And then here, we're going to jump in there. I already got jack stands under there. We'll start raising it up, going over the process. So here we go. All right, hopefully this isn't a big deal. Just going to take these springs, clamp them down, take that degree shim off. I don't want to change the angle of my kingpins. That's the pack right there. I don't know why I can't believe they put that on there. We're just going to take the pressure off the pin. Take that out, reuse your pin, stick it right back in. Done. That'll save you a lot of driving bad down the road. Your bigger bushing will go in the front, then the back's a little smaller. I got all new bushings in the box there. Alright, we're going to jump right in, start laying out some parts. So this is a Data 60, so it's got 2 U-bolts, and then a third U-bolt that's a different size, and then 2 studs that go in the top of the axle, which are right here. Got 3 U-bolts. So this kit comes with a raised steering arm right here. This would normally go right in here with these longer studs. I've had these break before. We're not going to use that. So throw that over there. They also sent new studs for your shocks in case you want to use those. Shocks would be the last thing we put on. So a bushing kit here with some brackets. I don't know what they'll go to. Let's just lay it out. It's got some extra parts in there. Brake relocation brackets, stuff like that. 2, 4, 6, 8 U-bolts. That's probably for the back. Let's put our stuff together so we know what's what. These will go on here. They sent plenty of extra. You'll reuse your leaf spring bolts that you take out. So if you don't have bolts, don't worry. I just put a little WD on these to help them go in. Nice. Put your bigger sleeve in the front. Boom. All right. Front springs are ready to go in. Let's get the old ones out. All right, so we're down here on the driver's side. What I like to do, I should have included it with the kit, but they didn't, is they make a braided brake line kit. 2 longer brake lines for the front, steel braided, and a third for the back. We're going to go ahead and get that on order so we can go ahead and take the stock ones loose. We'll keep all your hardware, your little O-rings that'll come off there. So right there, those are. We're just going to let that drip. Put that with our nuts and bolts. So this tie rod, this drag link right here is going to come off and not get reused. So we can go ahead and take it off here. We can go ahead and pull the pitman arm off if we want. Pull it all off as one unit. So we'll get to that. We'll get a socket and a wrench. We'll get the pitman arm loose. We'll start showing you that. We'll get this shock all the way loose. We'll get it to where we can lift the truck right up off the front end, pull the springs out, put the new springs in, lower it right back down, start snugging up things that quick. So that's what we're doing. One thing is you can't get your impact in when it's stock high to get your U-bolts off. So I got the outer ones off. I was able to reach in there at an angle and get those off. So I just got 2 inner U-bolts here. Then get the bolts are already loose. We'll tap those out and then work our way to the other side. Sway bar will come off and everything. So here we go. All right, now we just go to the other side, take the brake line off, do the same thing. We're almost there. I am gonna pull the pitman arm off while I'm here. One thing I will need to have to get, because pitman arm don't come with it, and the box won't come with it, is a new nut and a washer for underneath, so can't forget that. Boom, baby. Just like that. That's a big boom, baby. When we put the new crossover steering top plate for the passenger side on, we'll take that cap and bring over here. or buy a springless one and put on, which is better. Eliminates the spring, puts preload on it. So we're getting there. We gotta go to the other side, do the same thing. I already got both drive shafts out. Turns out they needed a few U-joints, so we'll get those installed before we put it back together. That's a good time to check all your stuff, see what kind of shape it's in. I do have new inner fender well I might throw in here. They always rot out in that pattern there at the bracket, so I'm gonna jump to the other side, get it loose, get the sway bar loose. Another 20 minutes or so, we'll be able to lift off, put the new springs in, set it back down. We're at least gonna see what it looks like at ride height in the front in this video. Weight on it, springs in it, 33s and 12 wides sitting on it. Woo! Well, get me a box, gather up all my hardware, because if I don't, I'll be sorry. We'll be right back. All right, I was able to get the bolts out of the front. The backs came right out. The fronts wouldn't come out. Even my impact wouldn't turn them, even though I could beat them out. So I took a pair of vice grips and a bolt, and I beat them out. So now we got the factory springs. They're just sitting in there. I'm gonna put the phone on the tripod and get those springs out. We'll show you the difference between the new springs and the old springs, and then we'll start getting the new springs in. All right, now you can really see the difference with what I'm taking out and what we're putting in. So that's actually a 3 spring. Most of like 3/4 tons, half tons. I think they got 2. So that's a bigger rack because it's a 1-ton truck, 1 1/4 ton rated truck. But we don't care about that. We want it to look good. So you can definitely see the difference. At least 6 inches. So we are close to getting those babies in. Setting it down on itself a little bit, then we'll talk about the steering. Now I got the sway bar, it's still in there, hanging by 1 bolt. Now I got the front end down out of the way. I can go ahead and get that sway bar out. That doesn't come out. All right, we'll take the pads off of that. That's it. Oh yeah, boys. Get this out of here. All right. Now we're ready for leaf springs. All right, I'm gonna start getting these springs in. The bolts heads went from the inside out, so we're just gonna put it back like that. Let's lower it down a little bit. Things are moving around a little bit. It's all right. We're gonna knock these rear hangers forward. Yep. All right. Let's go put the other one in, then we'll just start sandwiching them together. All right, here we are back over on the driver's side, and we want to get this center pin set in there so we can put our U-bolts on, slide her back some. There, see that? All right, put your plate back on. We need to cut that down. It's too tall. It's not going to tighten up all the way. Let me get a cutoff wheel. All right, our little stud here, since we took our shim off, is sticking up too high. If we don't cut that off now, it may force us to not get it tight. So while we're here, I'm going to knock that down. We don't want anything to keep us from getting our torque down. New U-bolts. Always put anti-seize on everything. If you want to take it apart, you'll definitely wish you had anti-seize on this stuff. We are just going to snug these down. We're not going to impact them in all the way. We'll wait till we have all the weight on the vehicle. We'll go around and we'll tighten everything all at once. Take that shock off while I'm here. 3/4 head on that. Let's find my tools. All right, we got brand new shocks. Put those on here in a little bit. All right, let's go. I'm gonna go get the other side on, and then we're gonna chat about this steering. We'll have to get that off, get that out of our way, then you'll start understanding. All right, I'm gonna move to the other side. Almost got our first look here. All right, we got the springs in, we got the bolts in loose, we got the U-bolts on snug. So before we bolt a wheel and tire on here and see what it looks like, we're going to talk about the steering a little bit and what my plans are with the steering. So this truck has a typical 4-wheel drive box, right? And then pitman arm here that sticks out to the side. So that's the difference. That's what we're going to change. The pitman arm sticks out to the side and goes forward to back. So what happens is when you lift this, it puts this at a different angle than factory. Starts creating bump steer. Starts giving you the feedback in the steering wheel. All trucks are different. Some barely have it. Some, you know, with death wobble because you're wore out everywhere. But we don't want that. So what we're going to do while we got it apart, excuse me, is we're going to take this box off. We're going to put a brand new 2-wheel drive box on there, remanufactured box. It'll hook right into here. The lines will hook right into it. You want to get it the same year box as you're replacing. So if you got an 85 truck, tell the parts store you need a box for an 85 Chevy. So 2-wheel drive. And then I ordered a pitman arm, which will drop down. And then I ordered a flat top piece that goes right here on the kingpin on the other side. And then I ordered the drag link kit with the weld-in bungs. And it comes with 43 inches of quarter wall tubing to make the drag link. So what'll happen is your steering connection will bolt to the passenger side top knuckle from here, and then you have a drag link that is going at a more gradual angle, longer stroke, easier on everything, and it also gives you a little bit of turning radius to the left and right. That's one of the hidden secrets. So really, I just want to take this. I'll try to take this off here, get it out of our way. Actually, I'm just going to cut that off right there with a cutoff wheel and be done with it. That's what I'm going to do. This way, it won't be in my way. I never plan on using that, so there's no reason to keep it. Gone like a freight train. All right, deleted. Just like that. All right, I'm gonna order, like I said, I'm gonna order the steel brake line kit for here. These are just too short. They send you a bracket to take this out, down, and out, which it's all right. We'll just buy the $80 brake line kit. Peace of mind. These are original, so we'll get rid of those. Looks like it's had all new brakes put on it. I know the lockouts are good, so we have a very solid foundation to keep building off of. We'll figure out what to do with the 6.2. I'm going to put a relay on the starter and see if that makes it act better before I go pulling the motor out. Because I would like to drive this truck instead of just work on it all the time. So I know if I can get this back together, this truck will go down the road good like the last one we had. 6-inch lift is pretty good setup. Throw a wheel on it real quick, see what it looks like. Alright, these are not the tires we're going to run. But these are probably most likely the wheels we're going to run. Me and Wyatt went and picked these up in the middle of winter. It's about 5 degrees out. Paid $500 for them because they're 12-inch wide wheels, which are hard to find anymore. Classic look. Looks good with white. We'll wet sand them down, clean them up a little bit, put new tires on them. First look. Woo! All right, there she is, sitting up pretty good. I like the way that looks. First look. I don't remember what we said. I don't remember what I said this height was here. We're about 55 to the front here, which I think we was like 46. So between the tires and the springs, we've got a good 8-inch lift. I like the way that looks. It really woke that truck up. So we'll continue on the back. The back's going to be harder just because getting these springs, bolts out, like that one right there, is going to be real hard to get out. We'll soak them. We'll get that rear end drop down. Well, I'm going to try to keep the springs intact. I don't want to cut them. Might use them for something else someday, so I like it. We're just going for a good clean look. We'll just make it, we're going to have a winch on the front. We're going to have some accessory lights, some headache rack. This is just going to be an all-around tough truck. Drive it to town. Drive it out to eat. So I wish I could drive it out to eat tonight. Almost got the red stripe off. I've been working on that with the eraser wheel. 3M eraser wheel does wonders for that. We will probably wet sand the whole truck down out in the driveway and just maybe give it a light respray. Just make it look good because it's stained underneath where the graphics were. So that's it. That's it for today, folks. First look, 85 CUCV 1 ton, 6-inch lift, sitting on its own weight.